I'm with Chris Gilarowski with Occupy Ketchum Town Square. And Chris, you just completed a very well-attended event here. Can you tell us a little bit about just the overall message to this community?
My message is, last year I created the original Occupy Town Square rally. We had people come up, show up, and get involved in solving our housing crisis. This is a one-year anniversary rally, and it was just to remind the community that people are still experiencing housing anxiety, people are still moving out of the valley, and that we still need to keep this issue at the front. Blaine County, Ketchum, Haley, and Bellevue all are experiencing a lack of low-income, middle-income, and upper-middle-income housing. And I held this rally to spare a yes vote in Ketchum for the lot tax increase on May 17th. And I want the community to come out, support the yes vote, and share this.
Well, Chris, I really appreciate your time. The event, again, was well attended, and look forward to the future in terms of how this will maybe impact the community.
Yeah, I hope we finally, I heard that City of Ketchum identify as lack of housing as an issue 56 years ago. This issue was kicked down the road for 56 years, and I think now it's time to solve this local issue with a local solution.
All right, we are here with Sarah Michael, who is the chair of the Blaine County Housing Authority. And Sarah, thanks for being here with us today. Tell us how different entities in Wood River Valley are working to find a solution on housing.
Well, I think that today's rally is a good example of people coming together, and I really appreciate the City of Ketchum's leadership on the Housing Action Plan and the possibility of a $3 million dedicated housing fund. The Housing Authority works with all of the entities in the Wood River Valley, Haley, Bellevue, Ketchum, Sun Valley, and we really are developing we have a regional approach. And what I like about the City of Ketchum's action plan is it's not looking at just housing in Ketchum, but they are going to be collaborating with all of the jurisdictions. And if the City Council approves, we'll actually dedicate some of that money. For instance, the people that in McCannville, the J&J Trailer Park, those are people who work in Ketchum. They have kids in school in Ketchum, but they're not in the city. The whole approach is we have to have more housing here and outside the city, Haley. The whole community needs to find a solution and come up with strategies. And I'm excited about the election on May 17th because that will fund very innovative and very positive approaches.
Can you just talk about a little bit of those kind of approaches that if the lot tax should pass? What can kind of trickle down, or what will move forward from that point?
Well, specifically, there's a lease to locals plan, talking to people with Airbnbs, developing incentives for them to transfer their short-term rentals for long-term workers. And it's been tried elsewhere, and many of the people that do then go from short-term to long-term, they end up not needing an incentive. They feel good about the people living there and will make it long-term from short-term rentals. That's one action that can happen immediately.
We're here with Mayor Neil Bradshaw. Mayor, tell us a little bit about what's at stake on this election that's coming up in May.
Well, this vote is critical for our town. We all know that housing is super important, but this is not just about putting roofs over the heads of more of our Ketchum workers. This is about preserving and protecting the soul of Ketchum. People are the soul of Ketchum. It's not so much about the buildings. It's not so much about the cute streets. We love those, but it's about the people. They're the heart and soul of Ketchum. We have to keep more people in Ketchum. We have to keep a diversity in Ketchum, That's what makes it fun. That's what makes it interesting. And that's really what the ballot initiative is all about.
Tell us a little about the ballot initiative. Should it pass, should the law tax pass, what is around the corner? What solutions do you kind of see?
So in Idaho, our housing toolbox is very, very limited. Because of state law, there's very little we can do. With the passing of this ballot, it will give us about $3 million a year, which means that we have a toolbox to work with. It means we can start pursuing initiatives, not just building houses, but providing incentives to provide housing for our workforce, providing other code changes, providing other initiatives. And so we have a housing action plan, but this housing action plan can only be funded if this passes. So I hope the voters come out and say support this initiative so that we have a toolbox to work with to fix our housing crisis.
I'm with Michael Leach, who's a resident for the city of Ketchum. Michael, can you tell us a little bit about the law tax? What is your view on it?
My understanding is that this vote on May 17th, if it passes 60%, it needs a 60-40% to pass, it's going to raise the taxes on the sales tax, the usage tax on lodging. I believe that everyone in this community in Blaine County and Ketchum, everyone appreciates the workers that are here. We do realize we have a workforce shortage, but to raise a tax to address this is not the right approach. I believe that the local government, as far as Ketchum, the mayor and the city council, Blaine County commissioners, and business owners and also developers all need to sit down and address this. This is over a 50-year problem that has not been addressed correctly, and I compliment Chris for putting his group together, but I honestly believe that everyone here today, outstanding for them to be concerned, but to increase a vote to take taxes to another level is not the right solution. The number one thing that we have here in this valley are the workers that are here. They're incredible. You can go to any location and the people are happy to be here. They're doing an incredible job. But the housing issue is the number one priority.
So do you have an alternative solution to the tax?
I've seen in the farming community where there's such a shortage of housing that they worked with the local city government that donated the land for the development of these apartment complexes. The employer for funding it with the city got a tax exempt, and the developer who was developing it did also take a less of a cost of building the complex and the housing, and he also got a tax break. So the bottom line is this: if the city could come up with the land, because land's too expensive in Ketchum to make it economically efficient for a builder or for anybody. So with the three individuals that I just mentioned, the city with the land, the company, or I would say here it relates to all the businesses, pitch in, and then we get the developer to step up. And also there might be a federal grant for the developer or for the city. I'm not sure. I don't know how that works, but I've seen the solution in different growing areas within the San Joaquin Valley in California and also in Yuma, Arizona.